Hey guys, I'm Lucas from Ilse Coffee here with Leaderboard, and you guys are with us at our roastery in Stamford, Connecticut. Super happy to be here doing this with you guys. We had a super fun time playing the game ourselves, and I hope you guys enjoyed all the coffees. Here at Ilse, we like to describe ourselves as an ingredient-driven coffee company. What we mean by that is we recognize that the most important thing is starting with the best raw product. So really most of our effort and focus is in our sourcing and trying to find really great coffees that are really just clean, true expressions of the coffee itself. We really look for a lot of flavor clarity, sweetness, and just for coffees that just really excite us. And then in our roasting, we just try and bring out what's already there. Our main goal is to really try and highlight the producers that are producing these beautiful coffees. We don't really want to impart our mark on the coffees. We just want to share what has been made. So yeah, that's kind of our overall approach to coffee as a whole. And now let's talk about the coffee that we submitted. So we submitted this season a really beautiful, clean, naturally processed Ethiopian coffee, Layo. So Layo, this is our second year working with Layo. We were really excited to be able to work with it again this year. It, as I said, it's a naturally processed Ethiopian coffee. It is from Uraga in Guji, and it's a really special coffee to us. We don't really buy many naturally processed coffees. We really stick to just clean, washed coffees. But this coffee, in our opinion, is a super clean, just beautiful representation of what a naturally processed coffee can taste like. We typically don't love very funky flavors, very overly fermenty flavors, and we found this coffee just to be a total fruit bomb, a total just flavor bomb, and just have so many just flavors of ripe fruit, some berries, some stone fruit, and then just a lot of heavy compressed florals that are really lovely. And it's a really soft and tasty coffee that we hope that you guys enjoyed. So Layu is from Uraga, as I said, and it is produced by Suko Coffee, which is an exporting company in Ethiopia, which is led by Waje. This coffee was really special to us because Tur actually reached out to us on Instagram, and 2.5 years ago probably, he messaged us on Instagram asking if we'd like to see any samples, and he sent us samples of a bunch of natural Ethiopians from last year's harvest, and they were just the most beautiful natural Ethiopians we've ever tasted, and it was really exciting. And then we ended up not buying any of those coffees that he sent because none of them were getting shipped to the United States, but we ended up finding a importing company that was bringing in coffees from Ture, and we bought Layo, and it was just as good as all of the other samples we got, and we were really excited to have it. So how I would go about identifying this coffee is, first I would just take a look at the beans and just see if I could distinguish anything from looking at them. When it comes to this coffee, as I said, it's a naturally processed coffee, so it's going to, I kind of describe naturals as having a matte finish to them. I don't know if that totally makes sense or is accurate, but that's just the way that I describe it. And you'll see in the center of the bean, you won't see the silver skin. It'll just be kind of more of a flat, uniform color. Whereas wash coffees will have a little more differences in colors. You'll see a very clear silver skin. You'll see maybe a couple of different shades of brown, depending on how it was roasted. So yeah, and then the beans themselves, you could look at them and they're definitely on the smaller side when you compare it to some of the other coffees in this season, which is pretty typical for Ethiopian coffees. This is a mixed varietal lot, so it's different local Landrace. And typically it's also grown at really high elevations, upwards to like 2,200 meters above sea level. So they're really dense and smaller beans. So that's one other thing to look out for. And then I would taste the coffee. So when we kind of cupped through all of the coffees, naturals typically are the loudest, I describe it as. So they kind of jump off the table a lot. So, just in the dry fragrance, before you put any water in the coffee, it smells really fragrant and smells, really fruity and kind of juicy. And then that just kind of intensifies when you add water to it. So really a lot in like just the visual and the smell of the coffee can go a long way. And then when it comes to tasting, I think this coffee is super flavorful, and like I said, it's going to be like a loud coffee on the table. This though, is I think it's a great example and a great representation of a natural Ethiopian coffee, but at the same time, it's a really clean natural where sometimes natural Ethiopians, they're gonna have that like heavy blueberry flavor, or they're gonna have like blueberry yogurt kind of. And this doesn't really have that. So I guess there is a potential that it could skew you into not being totally sure what it is, because it does possess some flavor attributes that you would get from a washed Ethiopian. Like we get a lot of stone fruit from it, and it's a super floral coffee. We do get berries for sure, and it is has like a more fuller mouthfeel and maybe a little more syrupy. So that's another kind of cue into the processing. But yeah, those are kind of the main ways that I would distinguish it. And yeah, hope you guys loved it.